What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys some advanced warfare gameplay. I'm using the MK14, which is a semi-auto assault rifle. I have a silencer attached with the red dot. Pretty damn good weapon. I will say, I'll talk a little bit about weapons here in a second, but I've been using a lot of weapons, and it seems like assault rifles are probably the go-to as of right now, but that's not stopping me at all from using a whole lot of stuff whenever I'm streaming. So I've been enjoying myself, and I hope that some of you guys that have picked it up have been enjoying yourself too. I know there's some, I think it's mostly positive feedback so far. We'll see how things go when people get out of that grace period for the game and they don't have the blinders on. But I think that with Sledgehammer's entry in the Call of Duty franchise is a step in the right direction. The movement system is really good, not quite as good as Titanfall, but it's certainly good. There's going to be a lot of parallels. I've already watched a couple videos now from different YouTubers that make that one-to-one connection to Titanfall with the movement system and saying that this is not quite as good as Titanfall, not quite as smooth, and but I should say it's still good. And that's no knock on Sledgehammer for not being as good as Titanfall. It's certainly a pretty hard movement system to replicate in terms of just fluidity in the map. So, or each map, I should say. So, I mean, they did a nice job with the overall design of the maps and how they flow with the movement system. Weapons feel, for the most part, pretty good. Assault rifles are pretty dominant right now in most of the matches that I've played. There is some decent people using the the SAC 9 or whatever, SAC 3, something like that. The dual akimbo submachine guns. The KF5 is pretty decent. The EM1, surprisingly good. I don't know if it's better than any of the the assault rifles, but it can hold its own. I've irritated a few people, I think, using that weapon, and you guys will see some gameplay from me using the EM1 laser as well. So, talking about Call of Duty, for me, I've been removed from the franchise. I would say playing on a daily basis for quite a while, since Black Ops 2. In Black Ops 2, I didn't play a whole lot because I was interested in playing a number of different games at the time. So really, I'd say the last Call of Duty I played a whole lot of was Black Ops, and I played a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare. So, Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts were not very good games in my opinion for the Call of Duty entry, and those are both by Infinity Ward. So, I would like to see them try to step up on their next entry. I think they have a little while, like 2 years or something like that. So the next one that we're getting next year is from Treyarch, and so far they've been on point. So, I'm interested to see where the franchise goes, and this is why the movement is so good. That guy was completely faked out. He was looking up in the air, had no idea where I was, and got knifed in the back. And that is what makes this game fun to me. There is a certain level of skill that I think a lot of Call of Duty players probably aren't aware of or haven't had to experience because the game has been so flat that they haven't really had to look above them and aim above them. So you see a lot of people still struggling so far with the movement system, and we're only in week 1, people. So I expect players to get drastically better over time. But it's the same thing I kind of saw in Titanfall. People playing it like Call of Duty, and then people playing Titanfall like Titanfall, dominating those players that are stuck on the ground. So I feel like there's definitely a skill gap in the game. My biggest gripe, I think, with having this type of movement system is the time to kill feels extremely fast. And to give a kind of a comparison, for those that remember STEM in Titanfall, you activate it, it gives you a little bit more health, you can survive some firefights, you could, maybe even take a couple hits in your back, turn around, activate STEM, shoot somebody, kill them. In this game, they actually have a STEM. You activate that thing, it seems like you die just as fast, if not faster, than when you, don't activate it. So, you can try to draw some parallels between some of the abilities in the game, but the time to kill in Call of Duty is just ridiculously fast. So until I get my, I'd say, muscle memory mechanics down, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me to come back in firefights. Now, what I have had success with is dashing left and right in engagements. versus drop shotting. I still see players doing a lot of drop shotting, which works in certain situations, but I feel like the correct moves now are to dash almost immediately after you are hit versus staying in the same spot with the drop shot. So that's just my personal you know, findings so far in playing. And I haven't really been going for beast gameplay. Rather, I've just been trying to see how everything feels, get the maps down, get used to Call of Duty, you know, control schemes. Speaking of control schemes, anyone that watched me, I was really struggling with no bumper jumper. And, you know, I had to use tactical, and I kept crouching when I wanted to melee because of Destiny and the bumper jumper there. I have no idea why. This is my biggest gripe right now in the multiplayer right now. There is no control scheme for bumper jumper, and in this day and age, when Halo has bumper jumper, when Titanfall has bumper jumper, when Destiny has bumper jumper, how can this game not have bumper jumper at this point in time? I just don't understand it, considering it has a double jump and all the movement mechanics of a game that should have bumper jumper. I don't want to press A to jump and take my thumbs off of the analog, especially with a weapon like the EM1, for example, or the shotguns, for example, or the SMGs, for example. It's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm really at odds with their decision to do that. Look, overall, I really like Advanced Warfare. It's no Titanfall for me, but it's certainly fun. It's a step in the right direction for the franchise. Any game that introduces movement as a skill maneuver is certainly gets an A, I should say, in my book for effort. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. The Shooter King over here, playing everything. Let's go. I'll catch you guys later. Stay frosty.